Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading. If you're a Pisces Sun, Moon, or Rising, then welcome. This is Tree Cat Tarot and I am Tree Cat. Here we do pick a card reads as well as zodiac reads for the upcoming month. I'm a big believer in looking at your, oh my goodness, you're going to have a long read, I can already tell. Anyway, I'm a big believer in looking at your sun, moon, and rising to get the most complete look at what the upcoming month is going to have in store for you. And so go ahead and make sure you check all those readings out. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a look at some oracle cards, which I'm pulling right now, as well as some tarot cards to get a look at your overall month of February. And then we're going to pull cards specifically for your love and relationships, career and fi. My lord, that's way too much. Where was I? Love and relationships, career and finances, and health and spirituality. So if that all resonates to you, go ahead and stick around and we'll get right into your reading here in just a moment. I'm feeling a very just amused. Well, that happened kind of energy. That could be the energy you're embodying in the month of February. I feel like February is fantastic for Pisces, as well as March, but particularly February because not only is it birthday month, but it is also the month that we have Valentine's Day and the little romantic holiday that we celebrate, at least in the Americas. I don't know quite if any other places celebrate it, probably parts of Europe, but I don't know outside of that. So let's go ahead and get started with your oracle cards because you somehow ended up with two of all of them. So let's get started. So for numbers, we have 32, 13, 20, and 23. Definitely make note of the fact that 23 and 32 is mirroring here. We also just, almost every single number here has a 3 or a 2 in it. So 3s and 2s could be important to you. The 3rd of February, the 23rd, could be the 13th, could be the 2nd. It could be a 2-month or a 3-month for you if you're into numerology. I'm not going to quite get into that with you. Just because that involves calculating your own personal number and then going from there. There could be a lot of mirroring here. We have two cards here that involve the moon. So you could be getting started with a moon cycle at this time. When I pulled the child, she made me think of Alice in Wonderland. So, and then we have rabbits here, actually. So it could, maybe you're really into Alice in Wonderland. Maybe you're going to have some signs related to that, or just sometimes when I think of things like that, I think it's a good idea to watch that movie or read that book just because maybe there's some insight there that Spirit wants to give to you. The moon card in this deck also, this comes from Cinderella, so maybe that's a story that you need to review and reflect on. We also have owls here. We have owls, rabbits, foresty creatures, right? There's a lot of nighttime energy here. So I don't know if you're going to be awake at night a lot of the upcoming month. Maybe you're taking on a more nocturnal energy at this time. I do see her sleeping in the Moon Lore card, but honestly, I don't feel tired. So maybe some of you are taking on a third shift or a nocturnal lifestyle. Or you could simply have just the amount of energy where you're not sleeping a lot because you don't have to. Not that you're forcing yourself to not sleep, you just don't need to. I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of spiritual work at this time. A lot of fulfilling the need to slow down, listen to that intuition, pay attention to the moon. What is she trying to tell you? What is your body trying to tell you? What is your inner child trying to tell you? Like I'm picking up on just sort of it's the energy of someone who has studied these things individually and now they're trying to learn how to put them all together. They're trying to learn how to listen to all the parts of themselves. They're trying to learn how to abide by the moon while they are also abiding by their own body and their internal world. Really conglomerating together all of this knowledge that one has gained, which is very, very spiritual in nature. And isn't that the most Pisces thing in the world to do? To live your life entirely by the moon and your intuition. The moon card also talks about cycles. So it could be that you're taking on this deeply spiritual way of looking at life and addressing life because you're trying to get out of a cycle of adhering to a more patriarchal way of life. Or it could simply be that you're paying more attention to the cycles of the moon. It could simply be that, as well as the cycles of your body, though I'm not really getting. I see an older woman here and I see a child here, neither of which are the period of life for a woman where she menstruates. So I don't know if the people viewing this particular video for one reason or another are not menstruating, and that could be for a variety of reasons. I could be talking about I could be speaking to men at this time. I could be speaking to a lot of non-cis women or trans women at this time. You could have a fertility issue. You could be much older and you've already gone past that part of your life. Um, you better not be under 18. If you are, you need to shoo. Oh, you know what? There's rabbits here too in this child card now that I'm looking at it. And those trees have faces. It kind of reminds me of Frozen with the I've only seen it once, so don't come for me. But those little stones, I think they're gnomes, aren't they? How they go back to their stone um form when they're not around Anna or Elsa, and then they turn back into gnome people when Anna comes around. I think I'm remembering that correctly. Let's go ahead and move on to these scenario cards. So for your scenario cards, we have I need to pay attention to my health. Learning more about my astrology, numerology, or personality type will get me motivated to take care of myself. I can so speak on this. I can so speak on this. Getting to know my own personal chart did so much for me addressing the ways in which I was self sabotaging and not recognizing the paths that I was meant to go upon. It was instrumental in me recognizing um, a lot of my health issues and also the fact of taking some of the shame away from having them because I realized that this was simply part of the way I was blueprinted. And that feels weirdly liberating because then you can take away some of the shame. Now, it shouldn't be you accepting that to the degree that you do nothing to improve your situation. It just needs to make you feel less. It should help you get out of the mindset of, oh, I did this to myself, so I deserve the ways in which this causes me to suffer. This could simply have been the blueprint of the way that you were created by the universe. And sometimes health issues, in a really strange way, are part of generational curses that we are meant to break. I know in my own personal health, it was issues regarding fertility and my weight. I ended up finding out that those were together. And when I looked more into my own family's health, there's a lot of women in my family who either can't have children or they had children later in life because of a fertility issue to do with their weight. You want to know what else was very common with many of these women? Self worth issues, and some of them being in toxic relationships. Um, when you start to look at the body and the mind and the soul as one thing, you start to realize the ways in which we continue certain problems and trauma because it was their own relationships with themselves that often would cause them to take care of themselves in such a way that wasn't supportive of being able to continue the lineage, right? Or things like that. Because ultimately, why is the universe going to allow you to be put in a position to take care of something if you don't take care of yourself very well? So I ended up realizing that that was all interconnected in my own family. I was just the one who connected the dots, right? So there could be something like that going on for you. But yeah, just get to know your natal chart. There's a lot of free resources for it. The one person that I followed like crazy and watched her videos like crazy to really decipher my chart is Kathy Ladonna. Kathy Ladonna on YouTube. I believe her channel is called Soul and Vibration. She has breakdown videos for every single planet and asteroid in your chart. Every single one. I watched her shit for a month, took intensive notes on everything, and when I sat down and pieced it all together, so much of it made sense. The other thing it helped me do, because I always struggled with my feminine energy, and getting to know my chart helped me to embody my feminine energy more. Just the way that the things that the planets represent, and the places that they are positioned in. And when you sit down and you actually start making sense of your own chart, a lot of it makes sense. A lot of it clicks. So, yeah, like I said earlier, this feels like the energy of someone who has a lot of parts and pieces of living life in a more spiritual, esoteric way. And now you're trying to figure out how to put it all together. The other thing we have here is I need to move my ass, but first, telling my ego to shut the hell up would make me feel better. I think telling your ego to shut the hell up makes everybody feel better. I think everybody should tell their ego to calm down and take a back seat. I was literally just telling Aquarius practically the same damn thing. So yeah, telling your ego to shut the hell up, especially like as a Pisces, like you're not really meant to live your life according to that bullshit. And because we're such a sensitive sign, I feel like Pisces are really good at escapism and self sabotage. And I'm not coming for you. Like, I'm a Pisces. I do the same thing. I do both of those things. And it's because sometimes, like, the reality that we live in the physical body, that reality fucking sucks. And we don't always want to deal with it. And then on top of it, having this really, like, depending on, what trauma you have or what things you dealt with in your life, having this super mean ego that's telling you how much of a baby you are anyway and you can't deal with anything. Would you let someone else bully you that way? Hopefully not. So don't let yourself bully you that way. We are not angelfish, we are beta fish, and we will fight all the things, including our own minds. So fight the things, please. Okay, so for your tarot, we have I don't know where I'm gonna put all these. I'm gonna just put them on top. We have the Ace of Air or the Ace of Swords. That's new ideas, inspiration. We have the King of Earth in the reverse. And we have the Five of Water. Interesting. So I feel like this shows a really good reason why you might be learning to tell the ego to shut up, why you might be interacting more with the different parts that are inside of you, and getting to know your own chart better. The King of Earth in reverse shows when we either lose a lot of money or go into debt, or it's also like if we try to go after a business venture and it doesn't work out. That's especially being supported with the Five of Water over here. Um, Not everything in life works out. Not everything in life works out. Not every idea that we have comes to fruition. That's just life. That's normal, right? It is in no way a sign of your failure. And in fact, failure is not even necessarily a bad thing, simply because we learn a lot more from failure than we do from things going right all the time. So, what I'm seeing here is in February, you have an idea for something, and when you attempt to go for it, I see it not quite going the way that you want it to go, but what I do see is you being able to derive lessons or you needing to derive lessons from what didn't go well about it. Um, Getting to know your chart, the other thing that getting to know your chart will do is because everything in life we can be found in that chart. The other thing it will show you, if you look at your 10th house, it will show you the things that are meant for you in terms of ways of making money, career, reputation, what have you. If you look at the 6th house, it shows you daily habits. So maybe you're trying to do things in such a way that isn't supported by your chart. For example, in my own chart, I have Taurus in the 6th house. So I'm good at doing hard work, but the problem is that while I'm good at doing it, I don't really like to do it. And I would literally rather chill. But if I can get myself to start working, I work pretty good once I get started. So what that is telling me is I need to find ways to discipline myself every single day so that I will actually do the things that I need to do because for me personally getting started is the hardest part. The other and also reward system. That also points to reward system needing one because Taurus likes the creature comforts, right? So if that's in your 6th house, that shows you that you also need to have a reward system for yourself. You need to congratulate yourself for the things that went well and what you did for yourself. That's just using my own personal chart as an example, but yeah, I see this is maybe what spirit wants you to go ahead and pay attention to is what does your chart have to say about success, material success, and getting things to work for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at your love and relationships. We have the Nine of Water in the reverse, so we're not enjoying our independence at this time, or we're not being independent. And we have Balance or Healing / Temperance. So that's card number 14. Don't tell me you be crying on Valentine's Day, Pisces. We don't do that. I mean, if you need to do that, I guess. But like, are we going to be a stereotype? Are we really going to be a stereotype? Oh my gosh. Um, Crying on Valentine's Day. Okay, hopefully you're not crying on Valentine's Day. Hopefully you have a beautiful Valentine's Day. Even if you don't have anyone to celebrate it with yourself. Buy yourself the steak and shrimp. Pour yourself the wine. Play yourself the lovely music. You do you in all the ways. Okay? What else? So, temperance or balance is Sagittarius energy. So maybe you're going to a new place in your love and relationships, or someone with Sag energy is going to come into your love and relationships. Um, because we have the Nine of Water in the reverse coming out with balance, I do feel like we're in a place where we're probably single. Um, but we're healing that. The other thing I could see here is healing codependent energy. I feel like the Sag energy here is maybe not a love interest, but like a friend, or maybe a family member who is capable of being very open with you. about their experiences in terms of love and relationships. That's what I'm getting here. Like, I'm not getting a romantic person who embodies this energy. I'm getting a friend or a family member who you can talk to, you can discuss things with, who will share things with you. And it helps you heal either wounds related to love or a codependent energy that you have. So, yeah, a bit of self love, self focus for February for my Pisces babes. And ultimately, like, honestly, you get far more satisfying relationships when you're in a place where you are more independent and you love yourself and can provide for yourself. You can have real romance at that point. Okay, so for career and finances, we have release or death in the reverse. Card number 13. Didn't we have a 13 up there? We did have a 13 up there. And then we have the 3 of Earth. So the 3 of Earth is teamwork or like places where we do work, coworkers, things like that. With release in the reverse, what I am seeing here is like a stability in terms of coworkers. Um, maybe you work somewhere where there's a lot of high turnover, and maybe you're close to some of your coworkers and you're scared that you're going to lose some of them. And I see that not happening. The other thing, maybe you're changing jobs and you're worried about getting along with people that you're going to be working with, but I see that not being a problem. Um, the other way that I can interpret this is the continuation of a project that you had started in January or even December. The fact that you were seeing something through. So, yeah, this is more to do with like relating to people that you work with or relating to your material world. The fact that something is going to continue from where it had started. Also, if you're someone who maybe like you have a job plus a side hustle plus something else, this could also be indicating to you that this is not a time to change any of that. That this is not a time to alter the ways in which you are making money right now. You need to continue on those paths. I have all 5 parts of Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd playing next to me. So maybe that's a song you need to just kind of like get a little loosey goosey. It's not really a loosey goosey song because it's super mellow, but you know, a song that you need to chill out to a little bit after work. Maybe you just need to like have a glass of wine and listen to some Pink Floyd after work, or have a beer or something, or whiskey and listen to Pink Floyd. Their music is so mellow. For health and spirituality, we have the Knight of Water, and we have the Ten of Earth. So I do see you being in a happy place. This is actually very, very happy energy. This is very giving to ourselves energy. The energy of someone who can be their own boyfriend or girlfriend or partner. So that's great. I love that for you. With the Ten of Earth, it's also happy family life, good, feeling good about our finances, slowing down and appreciating life as it's going. Just the romanticization of life, the romanticization of everyday things. That's something I see going on here for you. Um, you're going to find in February that it's from spirituality that you probably are going to be deriving the most happiness during this month. It's going to offer you a lot of peace so that even though maybe there is some stagnation in your financial situation, maybe we're having to do some healing in our relationships, the place where you're good about it. You're good about it because you have this internal, sorry, I'm burping a lot. You have this internal peace. You have this belief in the universe that things will work out, that things will pan out the way that they need to pan out, and that maybe you have a harsh voice that you need to deal with, but you're having an easy time dealing with it. You're having an easy time knowing that every single thing that doesn't go right, it's because it's meant to teach you something or it's redirecting you. You know you are where you should be and you're good with it. So that is all I have for you, Pisces. Thank you for coming to your reading. Like, comment, subscribe if you would like. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer those. My calendar is in the description box and I update it every Thursday. So always give a look out for that. If not, I just enjoy the energy exchange that we have here. And I will see you again soon. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you, Pisces. Bye.